Stampers, Kelly Acheson at stampinUp.com coming to you from Menasha, Wisconsin. It's getting kind of cold here in Wisconsin. There were parts of the state that had snow flurries this morning. Roar! It's only October. I was feeling a little fall today, and I decided to make this card that I think turned out so pretty, and it's such a quick and easy card. Thought it was perfect for my Feature Friday video. This card was made with the Winter Woods stamp set. Now this stamp set has a set of framelits available, and these are called In the Woods framelits, and they match up with this stamp set and are a great addition. When you buy them together, you get a 10% discount. You're going to see a lot more creative ideas coming out of me using this Winter Woods. This is right up my alley. This is perfect not only for the Christmas season, but also just fall in general. And even beyond that, it's great for get well cards, sympathy cards, because you've got so many peaceful elements in here. So let's get going. I'm going to show you the other stamp sets that I used in combination, because I used a different greeting set on the front, and also I've got a surprise on the inside. I'm going to bring in my layers first. Now I chose Bermuda Bay for my card base, and I think the color combination worked out perfectly. I was a little unsure. I knew that I wanted it to be kind of masculine, so I wanted to pick colors that would, you know, go along with that theme. I have a piece of cardstock that is 4 1/4 by 11, and it's scored at 5.5. And then I've got a piece of scrap cardstock. Now, if you watched my Wednesday tip video last week or the week before, you can see the difference between these two cardstocks. This is our beautiful Whisper White, and this is the best cardstock in the world for stamping on. This is a piece of just crummy cardstock that is white, and I'm going to use this as a scrap. So that's why I'm not using Whisper White. I keep my Whisper White for the stamping. And, oh, size. How about a size, Kelly? Yeah. This is 3 3/4 by 5. And then our basic black layer is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Okay. So the first thing I want to do is I want to make my template for the big sun behind my trees. So I brought out my, oh, this is got so much tape and stuff on it, 2 1/4 inch circle punch. And I'm just going to take that and push it into my piece of cardstock. This is just a 1/4 sheet of cardstock, nothing fancy about it. And this I'm going to discard because I don't need that. Then I'm going to bring this layer in. I'm going to stamp my words first, and here's the deal. If I mess up my words, I don't want to do a whole bunch of work on this cardstock. And you know, words can get messed up sometimes. Here is the stamp set that I chose, the Friendly Expressions stamp set. You guys have seen me use this before. I love the fonts in the stamp set. And I felt that for a get well card, life is tough, but so are you, is the perfect sentiment to put on the front. I'm going to bring in my Memento black ink pad, and we're going to stamp that greeting first. So like I said, if something happens, I can just turn it over and try again. And oh, turned out perfect. I love it when that happens. Okay, next I'm going to come in with this template that we made, and I'm just going to put it, I don't want it right in the center of my card. I want it kind of offset over to the side a little bit. And then I grabbed somewhat of an interesting color combination. I chose Mango Melody and Lovely Lipstick for my son. And I am going to grab a couple wedges of sponges. Our stamping sponges come in a pack like this. So you get 3 big sponges, and I cut them in half and then cut them in thirds. So you get 6 wedges like this out of 1 sponge. These are great for this technique. I'm going to, now you have to make sure that you hold this down. This is your mask. You want to hold that down so it doesn't move. And I'm going to come in with the Mango Melody first. And I'm just giving that a circular motion. That looks pretty good. And now I'm going to come in with the Lovely Lipstick. Now here's the thing with the Lovely Lipstick. I didn't want to apply that ink that I just inked onto this sponge directly. I'm going to dissipate it a little bit. You guys have heard me use that term before. Maybe there's a better term for it, but that's what I call it. Now I'm going to bring it in and start adding the Lovely Lipstick to my sun. I didn't want to have any blobs of color. So if I want to do it again, I'm just going to wipe off a little bit of that ink down here. You want to make sure that you're leaving some of that orange Mango Melody color coming through. Isn't that pretty? I love, love, love this. Okay, let me move these off to the side. I'm going to bring in this large tree stamp and the Memento ink. We're just going to ink this up. This is my go-to black ink. It's also great for using with Stampin' Blend alcohol markers. And I'm just going to stamp my trees about right here. Isn't that pretty? I love, love, love this card. I think it's so gorgeous. All right, I'm going to find my chamois so I can clean off my tree stamp because we're going to use it again inside, but we're going to use a different color of ink. I can now attach this layer to my basic black layer. And I made this only a 1/16 of an inch border all around the sides. I love that pop that black gives to the white. And it coordinates with the ink that I used for my greeting in the trees. So that really pulls it all together. Then we're just going to add this right to the front of our card base. Okay. I've got this braided trim, and I have to tell you guys, I have a cool tip for this, but I love this stuff. It's a little more substantial than our linen thread, and I wanted just a little bit more. I considered using linen thread on here, but I'm like, oh, the braided trim will be perfect for this because I wanted something just a little bit more. And I'm just going to tie this in a knot. And then here's a neat thing that I did. Whoops, I just dropped a pair of scissors. Don't worry, I have more. Just gonna trim this off. Then I'm gonna bring in my Take Your Pick tool. Oh, look it, with a bat on it. That's a cute embellishment. And you know how you wanna spread this out and you wanna fray these ends and you can sit here and you can futz with it. And I figured out that if you just start combing this thread, let me see if I can zoom in on that. I did get it to zoom in good. If you just start combing these threads, the braided trim, it will fray the ends so much easier than trying to pull them apart with your fingers. Let me get that turned over. Look at how nice that works. And I am assuming that this will work great for most ribbon that you want to fray like that. Okay, now for the inside. Okay, got my camera back out so you can see what I'm doing. Where did my white layer? Who knows where my white layer went? I do not know. Maybe I forgot to pull one out. Anyways, this is the layer for the inside, and this is 4 by 5 1/4 standard size. And I've got the Healing Hugs. I love the fonts in these sentiments, and I love the distinctive images in here too. This is a gorgeous stamp set, and it is perfect for all your Get Well cards, and you can even use it with different greetings that don't have anything to do with Get Well, just because these are so beautiful. I'm going to bring in that Get Well, and we are going to use our Memento Black and stamp that right here. Isn't that pretty? One of my favorite fonts right now. And then I've got Basic Gray, Smoky Slate. And I'm going to bring in those trees again, and I'm going to stamp them right down here at the bottom of this layer. And isn't that just pretty? Now, you may be asking yourself, Kelly, where am I going to write my message? This is light enough on here that you can write right over these trees, and I think that'll be very cool when I get ready to use this card. I think that's just a really neat look. Okay, we're going to add this to the inside. I told you there was one thing on the front that I missed, and we're going to go back and do that. It's super easy, but it has a big impact. Just going to pull this ribbon down for just a second. Now, inside this winter wood stamp set is this little image. Can you see that? It's just kind of like pebbly. I'm going to bring out that Memento black ink again, and I'm going to stamp this at the base of my trees, and I kind of offset it a little bit so it looks like a little bit of ground there. And I think this just adds some really neat interest to the card. Let's move that braided trim back up where we need it. Close up the ink pad, and let's not forget to stamp up our envelope too. And I think I'm going to do that again with the smoky slate. And make sure I have the flap in the right place. And I'm just going to stamp my trees right here. Isn't that just a winning combination? This is so, so pretty. So you guys, if you haven't gotten your hands on this winter wood stamp set, this is a classic set. This is going to be one of those sets that you can use for years and years and years. I'm not even joking about that. I was so excited when I saw this in the holiday mini catalog. And that reminds me, if you need to order any of these products, you can click right up here. That's going to take you to my blog where you're going to find an online ordering button in the right-hand side. I have a monthly host code. This is the October code. When you use that, you get some special perks from me. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to earn your business. And if you need current catalogs, we have a holiday catalog right now and the big annual catalog. I would be happy to mail them to you. You need to pop me an email at kelly@astampabove.com. I have a bunch of online classes on my blog. You'll find that online class button in that right-hand column also. Go check those out. There's some really neat classes. You can get the class for free when you order the bundle of product from me, or you could just choose to buy the online class. They're $20, or you can get them free when you become part of my team, whether you're a business builder or a discount shopper. Those are available, and that's a huge benefit. All right, you guys, I hope you have a fantastic weekend. I am celebrating my class reunion this weekend, right after my card buffet on Saturday. And I am using this card for the buffet. I think people are really going to love it. Don't forget to watch me on Facebook for my Facebook Live Sunday evenings at 7 p.m. Central Time. I may or may not be broadcasting from my mom's house up north this weekend. We'll see how much I can get accomplished before I have to leave Saturday afternoon. Have a good one. Bye-bye.